So let's do that. Let's share the screen. We didn't do a sound check, so tough noogies on that. And there we are. Wasting time, wasting time. What a great lyric for screwing around with computers and Zoom controls. Wasting time, wasting time. So, of course, in my note I said classic from the 70s. And of course, it's 1968. I want to thank every one of you who saw that and thought real long and hard about emailing me and saying, Bob, it's 1968. Thank you so much. A couple folks, I think, might be unmuted. I don't know. Let's see what we need to do about that. Let's mute everybody just for kicks. Let's do that. We mute because we care. And let's do this. Where is that? There it is. There's my little picture. That's a cute little picture. We are going to go to the OUJ Skycam for a couple of close-ups today. And there we go. Okay. So we got G. This is a rare G to B move. And so that, of course, is 1 to the 3. G to C, which would be a 1-4. That's a move we know and love. G to A minor. That's normal. G to F. That's normal. G to B. And that B, of course, B flat is you're barring your first two strings on your first fret, and then your third string on your second fret, your fourth string on your third fret. So that's B flat, so you move up one fret and you've got a B. Move up another fret and you've got a C. Why would there be a C asterisk? We'll get to that. Excellent question, but we'll get to that. So that G to B move, especially for those who don't like B flat, you're probably not going to like B either. You could do that G minor shape that we always talk about. You go to G minor, and that's 2/3 of a B flat, and slide that into place. That doesn't sound so great in this particular context. So what else might you be able to do? How about B7? That sounds nice. And so when you go, so we're going to go from G to B on the second fret, B flat shape on the second fret, to C, B flat shape on the third fret. And for those of you who really don't like that at all, you can go that B7 shape, that E minor shape, stair-stepping 1, 2, 3, but up one string. And so you've really got 4, 3, 2 open. And then when you slide that in for that C, that some of us will be playing in a B flat shape, but you're playing it in an E minor shape, that becomes C6. Don't ask me why, because I don't get paid the amount of money it takes to learn why that's C6. But so you're going from B7 to C6. And both of those chords sound really nice. We play them in a number of contexts. That's C6, particularly in Wichita lineman. And it's going to work in this context as we get into it. So we're going G, just regular island strum is fine. B, C, A. And then it repeats. There's a second line right underneath, watching the ships roll in. Watching the ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again. The beauty of this B flat shape, and you're playing it on the C, you can just slide your fingers all the way up and your top two fingers make that A. So you slide right into the A. Again, sitting on the dock of the E7, watching the tide roll E7, sitting on the A, dock of the bay, rhymes with A, wasting time. On these, I think on the two verses, maybe the three verses, where it ends on an E7, I think I'm just going to do a down, down, up, and just finish it there for kind of a dramatic ending to the verse. And so that's the structure of the verse. And there's three verses, and they all have the same structure, except you'll see three lines from the bottom. Cynthia Lin, this is a Cynthia Lin production. Cynthia Lin decided to do a single strum on that first G. Sitting here resting my bone. And then it's the same structure as the others. And then she decided to do a jazz ending, wasting time. Last line, I'm wasting time. So that's just, an embellishment. But the three verses are essentially the same. Now the bridge, she's designed it so that the chords in brackets each get a down, down, up. And then so we're on the bridge and we've got G and D. And then C gets 4 beats. And you could keep going. There's no reason you couldn't keep going with the down, down, up and just do it twice for the C. Then C and G, and an F 4 beats. And all of that could be, the F and the D could certainly be down, down, up, down, down, up. And that D finishes the bridge, and I think that I'm going to do. I'm just going to do down, down, up there. I'm not going to play a full 4 beats on there. Remain the same. And so it's a pretty straightforward layout. We, of course, have been doing bracketed chords where we'll do an island strum and we'll switch on the up. So that G and D would be. But she's made it pretty straightforward. Just do a down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So any questions so far about the layout, forgetting about the C and the asterisk and all that stuff? You guys are brilliant. Brilliant, I say. Okay, so now to embellish it and make it a little bit more interesting, what I'm going to do on the playthrough, and you can decide how you want to handle this, is we're going to do just the first 4 chords, G, B, C, and A, and we're going to do that with a finger picking pattern. So it's going to be inside, outside. Let's see what we want to do here. So with my right hand, I'm just doing my thumb and my index, and I'm just going inside 3-2, third string, second string, outside 4-1, fourth string, first string. So 3-2-4-1, 3-2-4-1, 3-2-4-1, and then EA or 2-3. So it's 3-2-4-1, 2-3. Inside, outside, EA. And it takes a little work. And of course, you can just be strumming this whole time. You don't need to do that. But it is kind of a nice way to break up the whole thing. So I'll do that. So I'll do G. And then on it, the C would be. And then come in with sitting in the morning sun. So it's kind of a nice way to break up the strumming. And then when we get to the last verse, then I'll play that instrumentally as well to kind of close out the song. Okay, so instrumental at the start first, now. First 4 chords, now. So the way this is laid out, and it says optional with the C asterisk, is if you do your G, B, down, down, up, and consider that G 4 beats, B 4 beats, C 2 beats. Finish that, that's its whole separate thing. That's its whole deal. Down, down, up. Then you keep the same form and you do C, B, B flat, A. And that's a separate thing. That's the only way I can kind of get the rhythm of it, is to think of them as 2 different things. So it'd be G, B, down, down, up, separate. And then 1, 2, 3, A. And then if you put them together, it's G, B, down, down, up, down, 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 down. Let's do that again. G, G, B, C, down, up, bump, 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 bump. Now, for those of you who decided you really don't like B flat, you don't like C in the B flat shape, and you thought that B7 idea was intriguing, that's how this would work. And notice how that shape leaves, once your index finger leaves the top of the uke, the top of the neck, it leaves your 2 fingers right in the A position. So if we do G, and then we do that B7 in the E minor shape, 4, 3, 2, open, and then move it up to the C shape, that actually sounds okay. Actually kind of nice. So it'd be G, B7, C6, and again, your top 2 fingers, at no time do my fingers leave my hand. Your top 2 fingers are in that A chord shape. So it's kind of a nice little movement there. So how does that work? That goes sitting in the morning sun. I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and I'll watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Okay, so, and then if we were doing it with the B flat shape, it would be 2, 3, 4, sitting in the morning sun. I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. Questions about that? Because once you got that, you kind of got the whole song. What would you do if you weren't doing the movement? You would just play 4 beats of C. Sitting when the evening comes, and switch to A. Comes, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. But if you're going to make that shape, you might as well move it down the neck or up the neck and just have fun with it. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so let's look at how that picking pattern fits into this because that's not part of the picking pattern. So you've got the inside, outside, EA. And it's a ballad, so do that as slow as you want, B, and move to your B as slow as you want. You talk to your audience for 5 minutes and then play the B. So what happens when I move to the C is I'm only going to do inside and the top of the outside. So I'm just going to do 3, 2, 4. And then I'm going to do strum, 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 do, do. Inside, outside, EA. So that would be... That makes sense because that C in that context of the movement is really only 2 beats, and so you don't want to do the full picking pattern. So you just do the first 3 notes. Except I'm playing an A now and not the C. So it would go. So we're going to play that on the last verse. So it would go. Sitting here resting my bones. This loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, wasting time. I'm wasting time, I'm wasting time. So those are all the elements. You may want to print this out, make some notes. We're recording it so you could take a look at it again and write some stuff down. You have the bass, which is just simply strumming the G, the B, the C, and the A. You don't need any of the other stuff. But if you want to practice it or whatever, it'll be recorded and you can take a look at it. So, and that bridge again is, looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. I think I was going to do a down, down, up on there. Remain the same. Now, what I will do to try and embellish this is in some of these sections is I'll try to slide into the G. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay. And I may try to slide in on the E7, where I'm just taking my 2 bottom fingers for the E7 and starting them on the 1st fret instead of the 2nd, sliding them in and then putting my index finger down. That's what happens when I look at the mirror image of myself instead of just playing. And on that D, yeah. Looks like nothing's gonna change. I think it's that second line, that F, so of the bridge, the second line where you have a full 4 beats of F and D. So guess I'll remain the same. I'd probably slide in on the D as well. Not a big deal, but it is kind of a fun to see if you can slide in on that, on that B. See if you can slide in on the C. And then it kind of has that kind of Steve Cropper. Steve Cropper co-wrote this with Otis Redding. Steve Cropper was in the house band Booker T and the MGs for Stax record. And Rolling Stone ranked him number 36 all time in their list of greatest guitarists. Anyway, he has that, and he was in the Blues Brothers band. And so he's got that really, when you hear in the background of Dock of the Bay, the original, you hear some sliding guitar stuff happening. That's Steve Cropper. Anyway, I digress. Shall we play through it? Nice and slow, just for fun? Sure, Bob, what the heck? So we were going to do the picking pattern for the first 4 chords, and then we'll hit right into the strumming pattern and drop right into the first verse. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I'm left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I got nothing to live for, looks like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change, everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. I'm sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I'm going to the bridge again. Looks like nothing's gonna change, everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Finger picking is what I'm doing. I'm sitting here resting my bone. This loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. Just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, wasting time, wasting time. I'm wasting time. Well, that's one approach to Dock of the Bay anyways. Any questions about that craziness? Let's see what we got here.
Yes, question.
Please fire away.
What happened to the doot doot part?
I want to tell you about that.
It's gone.
One, it's a, let me see here. What am I trying to do? That's what I'm trying to do. Let's do one thing at a time. There we go. There we go. So he whistles. I don't whistle. You could do doot-doots. You could do some acapella. And you would just do that over a verse, over the chords in a verse. And you could do that as you close out if you'd like to. We're using Cynthia Lin's chord chart, and so this is her layout, which I've embellished a little bit. But because it's the privacy of your own home, and you've got the chord chart, you can start scribbling all over that thing. I listened to Otis Redding yesterday sing this and whistle it, and I thought, that's interesting, but actually, working it in. Maybe if I redid the chord chart, maybe I would put in another verse, instrumental verse, and we would do an a cappella version of that. Of course, Amy Ukena's group runs around with their kazoos in the back of their pockets, and so that would be another way to approach it. Would be to do a kazoo if you got a little bit of skill with the kazoo. So that's a thought as well. But hope that answered your question. Anyway, other questions? I think we're good. That's good. It took us a half an hour. Good way to kill a half an hour. Let's look at something else. Speaking words of wisdom. Da, 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 da. I've always had this tricky bit that it's hard to relate in a big group setting in the woods, and so I thought it'd be good to kind of go over it here. So this, we're going to, just for the sake of argument, we're going to call this Let It Be. And the basic, the chords are not super difficult chords. It's, pretty much a 4-chord song with a little bit of embellishment here and there. Ukulele and Cynthia talk about the rock strum, and they say it's down, 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 up. So that's your 4 downs, 4 time, down, 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 down. Except on the last down, they do down, up. So the intro would be, pretty straightforward until you start doing the tricky bits. And if you want to incorporate, and once again, we've got a chord with an asterisk, and the asterisk does not denote a sharp or a flat. It denotes that there's something going on with that chord that you can do differently. And so in this case, so you've got C, G, A minor, and F, all 4 beats, C and G 4 beats, and then another way of treating the 4 beats, which the Beatles did in the original with the help of a piano, was F, C, D minor, C. And that last C, of course, is a fully strummed C. So it's F, C, D minor, C. Let me do that right. F, C, D minor, C. So the full intro with the asterisked part, that's a word, So it's like one, F rest, C D minor, C. So F, and then 2, the 2 beat is your rest, 3, 4, 1. Any questions about that? Because it gets a lot trickier down at the break. And we'll go to the break in a minute. We'll do one verse just so we kind of get a feel for it. Let's do a verse. 1, 2, 3. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she's standing there right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. So, obviously it's 4 beats, so you could do, when I find myself times, you can do down, up, down, up. When I find myself in times of, you can do island strum. Mother Mary comes to me. You could do down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Find myself times of trouble. Whatever 4 beat strum you want. I'm trying to honor the chord chart, so I'm just doing down, 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 up. But again, in the privacy of your own home, do whatever you like. So you get a verse and then speaking words of wisdom, a second verse, speaking words of wisdom, and then the chorus, let it be. Then you go down to 3, you get a verse, there will be an answer, let it be, another verse, then there will be an answer, let it be, and then the chorus twice, and then the break. So again, those dashes are rests. So it would be, and we're already familiar with F, C, D minor. But it goes on to either B flat or G minor 7. Or again, if you're tired of all that stuff, B flat major 7, your E minor shaped chord coming off of where you would start your F with your index finger. That's kind of cute. So the first 4 you're kind of familiar with already. F, C to minor C. And again a rest. And then B flat, F, G rest. Let's try that again. B flat, F, G rest. And again. F, C. So that last half is, oops, I didn't do that right because I did a rest. It is B flat, F, G. And you have to kind of think of Paul on the piano. Doom, 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 doom. And that's the timing of it. So it's F, C to minor C. And one more time, nice and slow this time, Bob. So it becomes kind of a nice acoustic exercise, both not only in switching chords, but also in timing. And that last C, but it says break times 2, so then you go right back to And when the night is cloudy, after you have successfully completed the break twice, you are allowed to go on to the fifth line. So, anybody have questions about that section? And then at the end, you end with the same series of chords that you did for the break, but you only do it once. And there's no reason why you wouldn't slow that down at that point. And I think the song itself slows down at that point. It's not indicated here on the chord chart, but there's no reason you couldn't slow it down to 3/4 time. And I probably would just do a single C instead of strumming that out at the end there. Any questions about that? Well, let's see if we can get through this. Let's see what we do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there's still a chance that they will see, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Here we go. One more time. And when the night is cloudy, there's still a light that shines on me. Shine unto tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Okay, now, I know you're saying, all right, we paid full price. Why can't we go till 2 o'clock? Well, we can. So let's take a look at that break. What in the world is a 12, 13, 10, 12, 8, 10, 7, 8, 5, 6, 3, 5, 2, 3, 0, 1, 3, 0. Let's go to the OUJ action cam and see what we can tell you about that. Whoa. What that is trying to tell you is put your index, that would be that one, and your middle, that would be that one, on your first and second strings. That would be those two. And move them up and down the first and second strings. That's what it's trying to tell you. That A and the E at the beginning of where it says break times 2, that means your A string and your E string. And so 12 and 13 means put your index finger on the 12. What? I never go up there. That's scary. That's scary territory. 12 and 13. Do, 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 do. That's that note or that chord. Do. And just take your thumb and just, you could take your thumb and your index and you could pluck them. I think you get more tone if you take your thumb and you just go pa-dump. Just do it real quick with your thumb. Hit them both. So it's going 12, 13. Then it's going 10, 12. So you can think 12, 13 is tight. 10, 12 is wide. 8, 10, wide. So it's tight, wide, wide, tight. 7, 8. Wide 5, 7. Wide 3, 5. Tight 2, 3. So that was tight 7, 8. Wide, wide, tight. And then F, add 9, just your index finger. Your index finger on your F. Still do both strings. And then your, where you would play your C, open on the E, and then 3rd fret on the A string. So again, it's 12, 13, eek. So tight, 10, 12, wide, wide, 8, 10, tight, 7, 8, wide, 3, 5, or is that 5, 7, 5, 7? Wide 3, 5, tight 2, 3, F, C. And if you do that in the, in the do, with Paul doing the piano, do, 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 do. So it is. And you could slow it down until you kind of get the feeling of tight, wide, tight, wide. And that is a professional terminology for playing stringed instruments. Tight, wide, tight, wide, tight. Wide, wide, tight. Wide, wide, tight. And that's just a single, single, single. No tight or wide about it. It's just single, single. Oops. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now you might ask yourself, now Bob, let's do this. Bob, why didn't we go through that before you started the playthrough on the song? Okay. One, I forgot. And two, in playing through this over the last week or so and thinking about it, if you've got a group of 10 people and you've got, 5 of them strumming and 5 of them doing this, 5 of them doing the, and 5 of them doing the picking part, that could sound pretty cool. You're sitting at home alone, just kind of goofing off and trying to play the song and sing along to it and make your ukulele really resonate. These super high notes on the E and the A string, they actually don't do a lot for me. I think the chords and the chord progression as laid out here sounds so much fuller and so much more like the original that I really like it a lot. As opposed to there is nothing wrong with finger picking and finding notes that sound good and sound in the appropriate context way up your neck. And I'm all for that because there are going to be a lot of contextual opportunities for doing that and playing notes in the right place. In this particular song, this particular series of, a lot of people call these double stops where you're playing 2 notes at the same time. This series of double stops doesn't do a lot for me. So that's all I'll say about that. Who's got questions? What's going on out there? Where is everybody? Let's stop sharing. Let's bring up the whole team. See who's made it all the way through. 5 of us are still here. That is awesome. Way to go, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, watch the replay. Great to see you, Susan. Kathy.
Thanks, Bob.
Kathy, always a pleasure. Amy Jo, you're a champ. Annie.
Thanks, Bob. I learn something new every time.
That's fabulous. Annie, great to have you with us. And we'll catch you all on a future date with more than one at one. Ciao bella, buongiorno.